Good evening. Signing on for the first time to my new podcast called I Got Something to Say. I'm new to this, so guys, please bear with me. But I wanted to start this podcast because I believe, just like anybody else, I got something to say. And I think my opinions, my thoughts about things that are going on in everyday life will help my peers, folks that look like me. And so tonight I have 3 topics I want to touch on for my first podcast, and just to see how it goes. But I believe it was 2 days ago. Today is Monday, so yeah, maybe Saturday night, Friday, say late Friday night, early Saturday morning, or but over the weekend, there was an incident here in Dallas, Texas, in Deep Ellum, an area just on the outskirts of downtown Dallas. And it's a pretty artsy type place where you could go and hear live bands and be just a part of an artsy type atmosphere. Well, there was a black woman who had parked at a establishment, and this was her first time in Deep Ellum. And so this white guy named Austin Sheffield, who was a bartender at the location, had an issue with how she parked. Now, instead of him maybe going to get security or just altogether leaving it alone because he wasn't security, he basically hemmed this woman up. And so they exchanged words, and then he brandished a gun. And when she saw that, she went to call 911 with her cell phone. And so, being a jackass, he knocked the cell phone out of her hands onto the ground and then just started punching. I mean, wailing on her like, this was a Hagler Sugar Ray Leonard fight. And it's pretty much taken, I know, Black America by storm, and I'm pretty sure all of America, and maybe even parts of the world that have seen it, because it was just a brutal attack. And our police department, DPD, Dallas Finest, had the gall to only charge him with 3 misdemeanor accounts. 3 misdemeanor counts. And there are folk that have been down at the police station and in Deep Ellum protesting those charges, because he also used language that could deem this also as a hate crime. But putting that to the side, the physical altercation, how he hit this woman, definitely warranted felony charges. And so hopefully, with the pressure that the public is putting on law enforcement, that they will do the right thing and upgrade the charges so this guy could be arrested, and let him be forced to spend a night in jail with some brothers who have seen this story, and just perhaps maybe see what it feels like to get attacked. And so we'll see. All right, but so my second story is dealing with another black woman, and this story is a lot more pleasant and is a lot more promising than the one before. But over the weekend, I was watching The Breakfast Club. Shout out to The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee. They really have something going on with their program, and I enjoy watching it. But over the weekend, I watched two black phenomenal women that were on their show. Not at the same time, at separate times, but I watched each episode. And the first one I watched was of a woman named Dawn Dixon. And this woman, man, she's a go-getter, probably a certified genius, and so she's an entrepreneur, and she's the founder and CEO of Popcom, Popcom, and you would really want to watch the Breakfast Club interview to learn about her. Reading, what they have on Wikipedia or over the internet, it's just, it doesn't do her justice. And so I would recommend all my friends and those who are going to see this podcast to go and look up that episode of The Breakfast Club, Dawn Dixon, DAWNDICKSON, and watch it. It's about 30 minutes long, and it's very interesting. And I ended up investing in her company. There is an opportunity for people not with a lot of money to invest, and so I believe in her. Again, from what I read about her, and she's on point, and so I took a couple of dollars of mine and invested. So I recommend black people, especially young black men, to take an opportunity like that to invest. Instead of paying $200 for some Jordans, take $200 and go buy a couple of shares of stock in Popcorn. And so, let your money work for you, and not you always work for your money. And so, I really admonish folks to check her out. Also, again, on the second episode of The Breakfast Club I saw this weekend, was a young woman named Angel Rich. Angel Rich. And this is another dynamite young black woman. Both of these women are young women, under 40 years of age. I'm pretty sure they're on somebody's list of people, under 40 that are taking the world by storm. But Miss Rich just happens to be a graduate of Hampton University. Shout out to Hampton, HBCU in Virginia. She is the founder and CEO of the Wealth Factory, and she has created an app called Credit Stacker that helps young people with financial literacy. So again, I want to shout out Ms. Rich, and for you to check out her app, download it, it's free on at the Apple Store or Google Play. And for those of us who have families or young people in our families, or even ourselves, check out the app, because again, it helps teach financial literacy. And the black community especially, we need all the help that we can get. I've learned so much. I'm 48 years old, and I've learned so much probably in the last 10 or 15 years about investing, about the stock market, investing in 401k, retirement plans. What I've learned in the last, like I say, 10 or 15 years, if I knew that or had someone to teach me this when I was 20, 25 years old, man, I may be close to a millionaire right now. And so, I'm going to do my part to help young people, especially young black men, to get ahead of the game, because, man, we we're dying off. And so we have to do, we have to do all that we can to survive in this country, with all that we have that's, trying to take us down, take us out. We need all the help that we can, and as long as I have health and breath in my body, I'm going to do what I can to help young men to establish, and keep good credit, and start early with investing in things like that. But she also wrote a book called The History of the Black Dollar. Now, again, she talked about this book on the episode of The Breakfast Club that I saw this past weekend. And immediately, young black woman, I wanted to show her, what's the word? I wanted to show her support. So I went immediately on Amazon and bought the book. And so I just started reading it. And so I don't have much to give right now because, again, I haven't read the book. But I'm in the process of beginning to read. I've only read about 2 or 3 pages so far. But again, from what they talked about on the show, it's a good read, and it's history. It's learning about our history that we were never taught and never will be taught in school, whether that's in grade school, high school, and even in some colleges. So a lot of what we're going to learn as far as black history and then just history in itself, we're going to have to take upon ourselves to read and to research things that we hear about, and because again, we're just not getting this in high school and in college. So again, those are 3 stories on 3 black women, young women, that I wanted to touch bases on my very first podcast of I Got Something to Say. So again, this is a new venture for me, and so please forgive my rookie mistakes. I guess as I continue to do this, I'll get better, and so I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next time I got something to say. Have a good night.